Welcome back, everybody, to Synalytics Crypto. My name is Mike. Thank you for joining me here today. It's been 5 days since I've made a video, and there's been a lot going on. We're going to talk about all of that. I've got some bullish and some bearish news to go over with you guys. We're going to run through a bunch of articles. But before I do, I just wanted to say hi to everybody. La Planta Corazon is doing very well. Everything is good over here, and we're just kind of sitting through this ride here, and we're keeping each other company because things are extremely volatile. The federal government, that is the toilet paper dispensing the poop that is the US dollar, is still printing US trash dollars at a record-breaking pace. And yet what we see is we see a bunch of talk of the Fed's raising interest rates not until 2023, late in 2023, and we're still seeing talk of inflation. It's for whatever reason spooking the market. All of these things are connected. Nothing has changed. Massive manipulation is happening on a grand scale, and it's happening for a reason. It's all to wash out traders like you and myself, and so they can get their hands on our cryptocurrency before they drive everything back up, just like they drive everything back down. That's the cycle we're on. It's brutal. I know there's a lot of new people in the market and they're very scared. I'm getting a lot of text messages from friends and family going, what do I do? And it's like I've said before, this is the reason why I haven't put some of my money on the side into crypto right now, because it's so volatile that you can actually get hurt if you don't know how to trade. I'm not doing any trading right now. I'm going to ride this out just like I rode out 2018, 19, and 20 for the majority of basically a 3-year bear run. It was a bear winter. It was a bear season. It was practically 3 years worth of bear market. It was very, very troublesome. I made a lot of mistakes trading that market, and so I'm not going to be doing any of that myself, nor am I going to be giving any advice about that. Now, should you be buying the dips? Yes, always. You're always better off buying on the way down, I believe, in most situations than the way back up, because if you're looking at a zoomed out time frame, 6 months from now, a year from now, when you start to experience those bull runs, you actually are holding more crypto and you got them at a better price. So if you're trying to trade for next week's lunch money, probably not the best idea. But if you're trying to accumulate cryptocurrency, this is a wonderful chance. Now, are things going to go back down? Are things going to go up? Nobody really knows. As a matter of fact, you guys, I want your opinions. Leave a comment below because I'm going to basically be doing a video about the truth about cryptocurrency YouTubers. It's not going to be the prettiest thing in the world. I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for some of the things I have to say, but you know me on Synalytics Crypto here. I speak only the truth and I have nothing to sell anybody, so I can speak freely and we will talk about those things. But that's for another video. Please do me a favor, you guys. Let's get this information out to as many people as we can. If you have not liked my channel yet, please give me a like. If you haven't subbed, please give me a sub. And the best thing you can do, you guys, is leave comments below so we can, as a community, speak to each other about the current market condition, because things are scary right now. I understand. I'm in the same boat with you, but I'm holding strong. I'm not selling anything at a loss, and I'm not really buying anything, although there's some pretty beautiful dips that we saw this morning. They didn't quite hit some of my buy orders, but I'm holding out hope that they will. So if you have yourself in the right position, the bear market can be a good thing for you. It's all about how you think in your mind and how you process things. So if you're running scared, it just hurts and it sucks and it makes life difficult. But if you're waiting for those dips so you can accumulate more Bitcoin and other cryptos for the long run, you're doing pretty well. So always smiles on my faces. Let's get into the news here, you guys. Quickly before we do, since it's been about 5 days since I made a video, the market cap is down to 1.319 trillion. Last time I was making videos, we were still above 1.5. We were above 1.6. So we have experienced quite a bit of a drop down. And like I said, these are all manipulated news articles. There's a lot of FUD coming out. We're going to start out by talking about why and what is going on with China. I'm not going to read most of these articles. I just want to bring the headlines to light so that people can understand what's really going on here. Top Chinese bank bans access to crypto. Issues stern warning to rule breakers. Okay, real quick, into the next one. As China cracks down on Bitcoin miners, stealth miners, and mystery hash rate returns. So they're talking about other things going on. The hash rate is very important. It was an all-time high just over, not a couple months ago, and that coincided with Bitcoin reaching all new highs as well. Hash rate is important, but what's going on in China, there's a couple things going on here, you guys. Number one, like I've said before, we want China to become more decentralized with the mining. We want it to go other places in the world, and we are already, starting to see some of that, which is bearish for right now, but is overall bullish because we want that to spread out. We want other countries, we want other miners to get a chance to participate in some of this because the hash rate's always going to fluctuate, okay? Bitcoin is not tied to one man like Elon Musk, just like it's not tied to one country like China. This is ultimately good news, but why is it causing so much FUD and fear in the market? There is so much going on. My theory is that China This is probably more of a theory, really, a fact than a theory, you guys. China's getting ready to unleash their CBDC. We all know that China wants to compete with the US dollar. In fact, they want to topple the US dollar. They want to be the world's reserve currency. They make a strong case for that because they basically produce a lot of the world's goods. And, let's be honest, the United States makes things hard on a lot of other countries. Whether that's good or bad, that's your opinion for you to discuss among yourselves. But the United States, being the world reserve currency, has basically given us a license to steal. And that's exactly what we've done. We are printing money into oblivion. People are still buying our debt, and I don't know why they are. We keep printing. We are a debt-based economy. China is basically a productive-based economy. They produce a lot of the world's electronics. They produce a lot of the world's pharmaceutical drugs, among many other things. And so the bottom line of this story, this combination of these two stories, is that China doesn't want their citizens owning Bitcoin. Why? Because China, the communist country that it is the perfect place to implement a CBDC on a nationwide scale, over 1.2 or 1.3 billion people. They want everybody on the teat of the government, because what are they going to do? They're going to track everything that everybody does. China has already come out with, what's it called? Their system of grading people's... I'm drawing a blank on the name here, but basically, the citizens of China can't do anything without the government watching, and without the government being able to ban them from going on planes and trains and automobiles and all these other things. It's a surveillance state to the max, and so they want to control people's money. They want to tax everything that everybody does. They want to find out everything that everyone's doing, where they're spending their money, what they're doing with it, they're traveling, or whether they bought and sold something. This is about crackdown on a major portion of the population of the world. And so, of course, the banks are banning Bitcoin because Bitcoin is a threat. Cryptocurrencies are a threat. They offer freedom because if it's peer-to-peer and they can't stop it because they can't physically stop it without shutting off the power, then that's a threat to them. And so China has done this before. China will do this again. Yes, this is a little different than what we were doing last time, because in 2017, and when they were talking about it, and in 2013 and 14 when they were talking about it, they were nowhere near implementing their CBDC, their central bank digital currency. They're going to be the first, I believe, to implement that on a nationwide scale, controlling and tracking everything that their population does, and they want it to be successful, so that they can topple the United States dollar as the world's reserve currency. I don't think they're going to be able to do that. I think if anything that's going to happen, the United States is going to print so much money and be in so much debt that they're going to have to reset everything. They're going to have to reset all the debt, and they're going to have to kind of start over, which is actually going to hurt a lot of people who are holding U.S. debt. So there are a lot of things going on above the surface here and below the surface as well when it comes to Bitcoin and when it comes to the implementation of freedom of operability between your digital currencies, that now the entire world is basically going digital. So of course, these things become a threat to countries like China. And so you have to understand that this news that they're coming out, it's not so much FUD, although it creates FUD. And I don't even like the word FUD. What it does is it scares people. But it really shouldn't. If you look way beyond that, China does not control Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, we want China to have a control over Bitcoin a lot less. So as these miners get spread out, things are well. Now, combine that with this next piece of news, these next two pieces of news, because this is part of the problem, and this is part of the manipulation, and this is part of the reason why I think you can throw technical analysis out the door. Because what happens when there's a whole bunch of momentum for positivity in the market? People start longing on Bybit and other leverage trading exchanges. You should never leverage trade. I will never advise you to do it. I don't care how good you can be at it or how well you think you can do at it. It's a problem because people get liquidated. And you have to understand these swings in momentum upward are the same things as the swings in the momentum downwards. They're heavily manipulated. So what's happening? They're shorting the longs, right? And people get wrecked. And now that we are in a place where I believe right now we are very much oversold. We were definitely overbought at that extreme point when Bitcoin was at its all-time high of 64,000 and change. Now we're oversold. And so there's all this bearish sentiment being built up, right? What are these whales doing? What are these Bybit these Bybit exchanges doing? They're creating the sentiment for people to want to sell. And unfortunately, the retail market is getting hit very hard. People like you and I, average people like you and I, they're selling, they're scared, especially the new retail investors. They don't know what to do. And so they think, oh my gosh, I need to sell. I bought at the wrong time and I need to recover my losses or at least take less of a loss than I would if I continue to hold on to this. So in my opinion, what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of volatility. In fact, we already saw that today. There's an article I'm going to show you in a few minutes that kind of proves that. And anyone who's been watching their market and checking their coin market cap app every 5 minutes like some people do when these volatility swings happen, you'll see and you'll notice that the volatility is real. And so in my personal opinion, I think that once a significant amount of shorts are starting to be stacked up, what are these whales going to come and do? They're going to come long it and they're going to wreck it, and they make money both ways. These people can't lose. They're so rich and so powerful and so controlling. The more Bitcoin they have, the more they can control the market. Nothing has changed. Nothing is new under the sun. New people need to understand when you buy and when you get into crypto, your best strategy, although it can be very, very painful, is just to hold. Because time enough will come around and you will be glad you did not sell those positions, because you're going to be tempted to buy back on the way up. You should be buying on the way down, you guys. So $715 million worth of Bitcoin shorts closed on Bitfinex. Why does this matter? Why does this matter? Why does this matter? It matters because people like you and I are getting hurt. People are leverage trading. They don't know what they're doing. They think that they are on top of the game, that they are the head of the game, but really they're trailing behind what the large scale manipulators are doing, and they are basically building bullish and bearish sentiments and wrecking people in between. This is not good. We do not like to see people getting wrecked on shorts or longs. Over 260,000 traders liquidated for $1.17 billion in the last 24 hours by BT Data. Not good, you guys. And the only way to avoid this is to avoid leverage trading. It's very, very simple. Don't be involved in leverage trading. There is never a situation where you want to do that, because you do not have the power to influence the market. And you, trust me, you're 3 steps behind what these guys are planning ahead of time. A lot of these news-related articles and a lot of these FUDsters, they stack up for a reason, you guys. This is all happening for a reason. Why is everything positive in one light, and then how can everything go from so positive to so negative in such a short amount of time? It's because of media and manipulation and widespread news, FUD, all stacking up at the same time to swing your emotions from high to low, and everyone gets wrecked in the middle. The high volatility and ensuing market dip that rocked the global cryptocurrency industry in the past days have resulted in a liquidation of 260,608 traders. According to data from Bybit, the total liquidations comes in at $1.17 billion, with Bitcoin liquidations taking the lead. So most of it is focused on and geared towards taking your Bitcoin. Based on the current erratic market dynamics, the liquidations cut across traders that opened up both longs and short positions. See, they do this on both ends. Per the Bybit data, over $735 million long positions were liquidated against $348 million for short positions. In other words, it doesn't just swing one direction. They do it both ways. Now, one seems to be out lopsided towards the other depending on the sentiment, but believe me, all they got to do is flip-flop that, and they're still making their numbers. They're still making their billions of dollars wrecking shorts and wrecking longs. Lesson to be learned here, and I will say it until I'm blue in the face and my mouth runs dry. Don't leverage trade. I'm not going to read the rest of this article. You guys get the point. Let's get on to the next, because we are almost done with the bearish news, and we're going to be getting into the bullish news right after this. SEC accuses CEO of crypto startup Loki, never heard of it, but must be a real thing, of selling unregistered digital assets. So this is the problem. This is what I was talking about in the video I made, the last video I made, talking about how we are all fans of XRP at this point, whether you're invested or not. We need XRP, Ripple, the company, to win their case, which I believe they will, against the SEC, because this is the kind of stuff I said was going to continue to happen. The SEC is targeting all of these crypto platforms, and they're accusing them of having unregistered, what do they call them? There's a word for it. I'm drawing a blank here, but the point is that the SEC is basically leveraging their power. They're strong arming these people, and they're getting a lot of money in fines. I think they fined these people like 7-something million. Yeah, the SEC alleges that between August 2017 and January 2018, Loki and Wise raised 7.6 million by selling unregistered Loki token, and that Wise used over $38,000 of the venture funds for personal use. Okay, if they're doing stuff like that, that's obviously a problem, and that's the kind of stuff that the SEC should be going after. But their broad spectrum pursuance of these kinds of things are going to continue unless there's a landmark decision in this XRP case. We don't want to see things like this. SEC is still going after those 2017 Ethereum token ICOs. They're going after them for a reason, because most of the time they get to a certain point and then they just settle out of court for millions and millions and millions of dollars. Now you tell me where the real corruption lies. You guys tell me what's really going on behind the scenes here, because these things are not set up to protect us investors. They're to line the pockets of the people, the fat cats that work for these agencies, and move on to the next. So let's go XRP. Let's win that lawsuit. Let's get this kind of stuff out of here, because it's just more FUD for the masses to be like all paranoid over, oh my God, the SEC is going to investigate this token next or that token next. And it creates bad taste in people's mouth, bad sentiment for the overall market conditions. And we don't like that, because we're invested in cryptocurrency. Now, tying in a little bit with what I said earlier about this whole China thing, this is a good article. I like to see this kind of stuff. Bit mining begins moving thousands of rigs to Kazakhstan, number one exporter of potassium. We would like to see Kazakhstan become part of the Bitcoin mining shakeout here. More people mining in countries like Kazakhstan who could really use Bitcoin and for many, many reasons to benefit their country and benefit their people. So this isn't an article I need to read. It's just one that I want to show you guys that these things are really starting to happen. We like to see this. I want to see more of it in my country, the United States. I want to see more of it for all kinds of countries around the world, because that's the best way to decentralize the Bitcoin mining. And guess what will happen once that happens? You will never have to worry about what China is doing ever again, because at that point it won't matter anymore, and that's what we want to see. On to some bullish news. Well, this isn't quite. I guess the next one is some of the bullish news, but this is what I was talking about earlier. This all happened within a span of hours today, you guys. Bitcoin price analysis following massive $4,000 rebound. Do you remember when Bitcoin used to be $4,000? Now we're having price fluctuations of $4,000. This is within a span of a couple years, you guys. So if that doesn't tell you on a macro perspective what's going on and what should continue to go on, look, the next Bitcoin halving will show up. It will be here. Nothing's going to stop it. We are going to continue to see volatility until Bitcoin gets such a large market cap, probably that the size of gold, upwards of $9 to $10 trillion, and that will start to decrease the volatility. But until we get up in the multi-trillions of dollars, this is what's going to happen. Very interesting. So the Bitcoin roller coaster continues after the price dropped a precipitous, I like that word, 14% from today's high of $33,250 to reach as low as $28,600. So we had a massive, massive swing today. Some people got wrecked by that, especially leveraged traders, and some people might have made a lot of money because they were in the right time in the right place. That kind of volatility is too scary for me to be playing the market, but I'm not the best trader in the world, or else I would probably be broadcasting to you from my mansion or my pool. After hitting this level, the cryptocurrency quickly rebounded back to above $32,000, liquidating a huge amount of the long, then short positions. Very interesting. It continues. Yesterday, it seemed like the critical support of 31.7K was holding. However, earlier today, Bitcoin broke the ascending trend line, started forming on May 19th, losing the 30K support, but as of now, the price rebounded back above. So these guys are playing games. I'm not going to read the rest of this article. It just goes to show that whatever range they dictate, whether it's from 40 to 50K, or whether it's from 20 to 30K, or from 30 to 35K, they're making these ranges and they're slopping the boat all over and making millions and millions and sometimes billions of dollars of longing and shorting. It just goes to show you guys that, like I said, you can throw technical analysis out the window. There are times when the market is acting normally without influence, which is very, very rare. That technical analysis has a place. But in a place like this right now, it's 100% manipulation. It's 100% news-driven manipulation. Now, like I said, on to some of the bullish stuff here, because we always like to end on a positive note. Taproot, an example of Bitcoin's win-win logic. Basically, what this article is coming out and saying is that once Taproot is implemented, which is going to take place somewhere around November, and I'm going to build a case as to why I think November-ish is a really good time for things to really begin to rebound for more than one reason. Basically, based mostly on Bitcoin. Basically, Taproot makes it let's just read this little part right here. Taproot is a win for everyday users because it will make transactions cheaper. That's what Bitcoin needs. This is the first major upgrade to come to Bitcoin in like 3 or 4 years. So it just goes to show that Bitcoin, although it may be slow, a little clunky, although it may be a little expensive, and people are more looking at it as a store of value, it can be upgraded. This blockchain can and will continue. They've got more devs working on it, I think, than, well, maybe Ethereum might have the number one. I should check those facts. But the point is, a lot of people are watching after Bitcoin, and they are going to continue to upgrade it. Eventually, it's going to be able to be a lot cheaper and a lot faster, which would actually render a whole lot of other cryptos completely useless. We will see a day where a lot of those cryptos will disappear, so be careful with what you invest in. But basically, it's faster and it's cheaper, switching from the current standard of ECDSA to Schnorr signatures, which will make transactions about 12% more efficient. So not a huge amount, not hundreds of percents, or not, even 50%, 12%. Hey, baby steps sometimes, you guys. This is a good thing. It is also going to make smart contracts cheaper. By requiring fewer signatures to be broadcast to the blockchain, more efficient block space usage is going to benefit everyone. So keep an eye on the Taproot news, you guys. It's going to be in the news prevalently until it comes out. I don't see this being a delay like you would see with Ethereum or Cardano. Usually when Bitcoin comes out with something, an upgrade, it operates pretty smoothly, with the exception of these hard forks once in a while that come around that have done nothing but hurt Bitcoin. So I'm not a fan of any of that stuff, especially BitTrash. Can't stand it. Can't stand the community of BitTrash as well. There's a bunch of jerks just love to mudsling and call people dirty names. The point is that Bitcoin is continually upgrading, and that's a real good thing. So on to what I think is the most bullish news of the day, is that PayPal and Visa lead $300 million funding for blockchain capital. So Visa and PayPal working together here, furthering their deep dive into crypto. We already know that PayPal came out and said you can now buy and hold cryptocurrencies, very few of them, but more to come probably, on their platform. They originally said that you couldn't really send them anywhere else, but now they're implementing that as well. And Visa, obviously, one of the largest credit companies in the world, they're continuing to deep dive into crypto, and this is really bullish. And these kinds of things, they get swept over in a sea of madness, a sea of absolute manipulated news articles, FUD here, FUD there, everywhere there's FUD, and people overlook these kinds of things. I don't need to read this article for the sake of keeping this video not too long, but these are the kinds of things that you need to be looking at on both sides, you guys. Look at the news. The news will tell you what's going on to the dark side and to the light side as well. It's up to you to compute that and to run it through your mind, think about these things, and start to verify some of these things, because a lot of times news articles can be sold or traded or whatever these guys do. There was something came out not long ago where this guy came out and basically was like, hey, look, there's a lot of stuff that goes on with these news articles. So you can't just read everything and take it for a grain of salt. But when you read an article like this, these are factually based things. These are not speculative. There is speculative news and there is factual news. A lot of the speculative news is on the FUD side. A lot of the factual stuff is on the winning side, the bullish side, the case that these kinds of things are going to continue and we're going to have a good decade, a good next year, a good next couple months, whatever it may be in the long term. When you look at cryptocurrency, you'd rather be in that than a lot of other places, especially the dollar. Dollar's not a good place to be. Take your dollars and do something good with them. Just do it at the right time. Last piece of news, and I'm not sure if I'm going to put this in my title or not, because I'm not a clickbaity kind of guy here, but I think it'd be funny to just see what I can do as an experiment to see if I can capture more people's attention, because unfortunately, people don't necessarily want to hear the truth all the time, and they don't want to hear the boring news. They want to hear about the next altcoin gem that's going to 100x. We all know that that's not the season for that, so I may do an experiment. So for those of you who follow me regularly, don't hate on me. I may be doing a clickbait title, but I find this to be very interesting, and I think the guy handled it very well. But imagine being this guy for a second. Just imagine this guy, crypto trader, $20 investment explodes to over $1 trillion on Coinbase, but he's not cashing out. Let's read this article here. After investing $20 in the crypto markets, one crypto trader just woke up to a $1 trillion fortune in his Coinbase account. What? Chris Williamson, a nurse from Georgia, says he invested $20 in Rocket Bunny. What? Rocket Bunny. Cryptocurrency on, I didn't even know that was on Coinbase. Like, what? After the trade, his portfolio balance soon skyrocketed to a staggering $1.184 trillion. On paper, this made Williamson the richest man in the world, right? In the history of the world. I woke up at 9 a.m. and I was always checking my phone to check to see how my crypto portfolio was doing, blah, blah, blah. Nah, I'm sleeping. I looked at it again. I'm like, at that point, I fell out of my bed, literally. Okay. Despite the big balance, Williamson says he was unable to cash out or send the crypto to a private wallet. That's the first thing I would have done. I've been like, whoa, let's get this off Coinbase to my private wallet so I can control it. What a roller coaster of emotions, dude. My salute you, sir. That's rough. He contacted both Coinbase and Rocket Bunny. A representative from Coinbase, I'm surprised he even got through to somebody, but I guess it was kind of a big deal. Maybe a lawsuit happening. The representative from Coinbase told him that they were looking into the problem. Of course they're looking into the problem. While Rocket Bunny did not immediately respond. Of course Rocket Bunny did not immediately respond, or probably won't respond at all. What the heck is Rocket Bunny? Meme trash. Coinbase later confirmed the trader's massive balance was a glitch and would be corrected. Sigh. Let's have a moment of silence for the man who, for 1 second, was the world's richest man. Anyways, this isn't the first time the crypto exchange giant has had a glitch in the system. Back in April 2020, crypto analysis Captain CEO pointed out that a massive blunder on the Coinbase Pro app showing that someone had purchased 42,085 BTC worth $360 million at the time for just 18 cents. What is going on here? Williamson kept a positive attitude on the situation. The ongoing joke right now between me and my friends at Coinbase, and one of the emails I sent him was, look, y'all need to let me know it's gone because I got a mega yacht company ready to build me a penguin-shaped yacht. You know, what I think this guy should do, I think this guy should open himself up like some sort of a GoFundMe account or something so he can get himself a penguin-shaped yacht, because at the very least, this man deserves a penguin-shaped yacht. Somebody get out there and put the work in, and on this man's behalf, let's get this man a penguin-shaped yacht, or at least a penguin-shaped boat. If not, at least Coinbase should send this guy one of those little penguin-shaped floaties that he can blow up and roll around in the ocean with as a parting gift. Because the man was a trillionaire for a second, and now he's not, and that's just rough. But anyways, that's enough about that, you guys. Look, glitch happens, dip happens. What are you going to do? This is a perfect case, you guys, of how to handle life's ups and life's downs. Right now, the cryptocurrency market can bring either or both, sometimes within the same day. For those of you who made it all the way through to the end of this video, thank you so much. Leave me a little comment. Say something like, yeah, boy, or something if you ended up watching this whole thing, because my whole point of making videos, you guys, is to keep you, number one, informed, but it's also to keep you positive, because I understand. I have been there. I rode out the tops, I rode out the bottoms. I know how hard that can be, and we are at that place right now where things are scary once again. People are losing money, people are getting liquidated. It breaks my heart. I literally make videos for you guys. I don't have any hidden agendas. I don't make any money from my channel. I'm just passionate about cryptocurrency, and I just love people. I really do. I don't even have to know your name to care about what you go through with these kinds of things that the crypto scenario can be. So take a lesson from this article, you guys. And I hope a lot of people do get to see this video and do watch it towards the end, because there's always hope. You guys, there's always hope. The only way to hold on to and to maintain your hope in these kinds of situations financially, because there's also a spiritual side to those things. I'll talk about that another day on another video or perhaps another channel. But look, when it comes to money, it can really rule your thoughts. It can ruin your day or it can make your day, right? You should be able to separate yourself from those kinds of things and be able to walk straight and walk high no matter what, because at the end of the day, there's always hope, especially when you hold on to your crypto and you do not allow yourself to be shorted or longed out of the market, or you do not sell, you do not participate in this capitulation, because I guarantee you, in a few months' time, maybe even 6 months' time, at the very worst, a year goes by, And you know what? You're right back in the game. The only way to be in the game is to stay in the game. That's the best advice I can give you guys. It's not financial advice. It's more hold on to the hope that you have kind of advice. Smile. Don't let it ruin your day. Be kind to someone. Be kind to everyone, even the people that are hard to be kind to. And watch, it'll change your perspective. You'll become a better person. You'll become a smarter trader. You'll become more confident in what you're doing. I don't know what else to say. I love you guys. Peace.